If you're a small business owner, you've probably heard it a million times. You need to niche. One of the biggest issues I've seen in small business is a lack of a niche. We all know that riches are in the niches, but few of us are able to come up with a niche that's actually useful. What I'm going to show you today is a GPT that's going to solve that problem right now. I'm Mark DeGrasse, and at the AI Branding Academy, we're constantly trying to get people to niche down. When it comes to marketing in general, but especially with AI, the more custom you could get to your audience, what they want, what they need, and how they can connect with your brand, the better the result is going to be. But it's really hard to create a niche. Most of us go way too broad. We think we're going to leave people out, and we're scared of missing sales. We're scared of excluding people that might be interested in buying. But the fact of the matter is that you don't have enough marketing dollars or time to target everybody. You have to go narrow. And what you'll find when you start to go narrow is it's a lot easier to sell. It's a lot easier to market, and it's a lot less expensive because you're not spending money on everybody. You're spending money on your ideal customer. So I created the micro niche creator. And I say micro niche because a lot of times when you hear niche, you start to think immediately of this broad base of everybody who could be your customer. A micro niche instead is supposed to target a specific service of yours. So you could stay within your target market if it's really broad, but you go really narrow when it comes to, say, a individual marketing campaign that you're looking to connect with. So I'm going to walk you through the micro niche creator GPT, and it'll basically show you why it works and how it works. This is the micro niche creator on our website. If you're a member, you should be able to see this. If you're a partner, you'll see additional content, usually a link to the source code. The source code is how we basically create the GPT, and if you're a partner, you get access to that. So I'm just going to walk you through how it works, and then we're going to do a quick little demonstration. So the definition, and this is how we start most of our GPTs, is we don't just start by solving a problem. We want to define what the solution is first. And this is really important because if you don't do this, then the AI is essentially going to make up the definition every time it's activated. So instead of letting it search the internet to find the answer, you define the answer immediately, and then it doesn't do all that extra work. Plus, you get more consistent answers. So in terms of a micro niche, we define that as a highly specific segment of a target market that is identified and targeted for marketing campaigns. Unlike broader markets, a micro niche focuses on a well-defined group with unique needs, preferences, or characteristics. And we go into a little bit more detail here, but we also categorize what a niche is, because if you just say niche, everybody thinks like, okay, well, niche means the person who's ideal to buy in my current product. Or we think of like all of our products at once, which is most of it. But if you actually categorize some of these things, it makes it easier. And again, you're keeping the AI on track. So we came up with this list of 20, types of niches. You could go industry niche. You go geographic. So industry, of course, is within a specific sector. Geographic, of course, is within a specific region. Revenue, focusing on businesses or customers with a certain revenue range. Demographic, and of course, that's pretty much the typical one you see. Psychographic, behavioral, product or service, problem solution, benefit, cultural, technology, usage, life cycle. So we have about 20, and this is how we start to categorize the information to make the choice a little bit easier. And we include these categories in our decision making for our AI. So instead of letting it say, hey, there's all a million different types of niches, we just say, here's the 20. And so that's our job as humans, is to really define the list. So let's go ahead and pull up the GPT, and I'll show you how it works. I need to find my micro niche. So all of our GPTs always ask you about your brand pillars or your AI brand blueprint. And that's what we call branding specifications. And you can define them however you want. Our system is supposed to be flexible, so you could do anything. But we have the brand pillars, and what we're trying to do is standardize this specification so we all speak the same language. So go and grab your brand pillars and input those. If you don't have brand pillars, you can just use your about page or whatever information you have about your brand. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we use our about page. So I'm going to pull up the AI Branding Academy. Here's our about us. And of course, we have a blueprint, but I'm just going to show you what it does if you give it gesture about us page. Now, our about us page is actually built out of, our pillars. So it's very similar, but we didn't put our customer avatar in here. So, we did. There you go. Marketing professionals, agencies seeking to enhance their brand strategies. There you go. It looks good. So we're going to say that looks good. All right. If you find it stops somewhere, it doesn't ask another question, just ask it. Say, hey, I'm ready to move forward, and then I'll go on to the next question. All right. What is the current offer, product, or service you're trying to sell the most? Please list the item and a brief description. This will help us tailor the micro niche to align with your key offerings. So let's go ahead. We're going to say our, let's see, AI driven branding and marketing summit in March 2025. Now, again, you can put a whole bunch of services, but if you're trying to go micro, just go with one. And I tell people, go with your highest selling one. Don't try the system on something hoping that it's going to work with a product that doesn't already sell. Just give it the product that's already selling. You're going to be much happier and you're going to get a better result. Okay, so here's the current offer. Kind of talks about what the offer is. I don't know how it found this information, but it probably looked it up online. You could also put a link to the product page, and that's what I should have done. I'm going to go ahead and go back, and I'm going to add that info. And again, I always say that's the cool thing about AI is it's not a program. You could do fun stuff with it. Please pull product details from here. And again, don't overthink it, and also you don't need a format. So even if you do copy it from somewhere and paste it, like don't go too crazy, worrying about how formatted it is because it's going to do it for you. Okay, so here's my potential micro niche category. So instead of just giving you a bunch of niches, it basically takes the data you gave it, your brand information, your product information, and it suggests what you could possibly do. So in this case, it says potential micro niche categories, marketing professionals seeking AI integration, small business owners focus on digital transformation, and marketing agencies pursuing AI enhanced services. I like 3 because I talk to a lot of agencies and I love hearing what they have to say. So let's bring them in. All right, great choice. Targeting marketing agencies pursuing AI enhanced services is an excellent strategy for your event. Next step, I will now draft a summary and detailed specifications for this micro niche. Proceed. So even though it doesn't look like it's doing a ton, it actually evaluated a lot of information in order to get you the micro niche. So, and it's all based on your branding parameters. Now, we do have other methods, of course, of our customer avatar. There's a lot more involved. But this gives you a very specific market that you can now start marketing to immediately, and it's specific to a product offer. So it's not just, hey, here's our target market, please come to the event. It actually qualified the target market and said, hey, here's who we should talk to. So it actually gave you 2 options here in order to do. It does that sometimes. I usually go always for the longer one. Just because it has more information, which means it's probably detailed better. Demographics 25 to 45, all genders, urban, suburban areas, and tech forward regions, income bracket, medium, high income, agency owners and managers. Problem need to stay competitive in evolving digital landscape. Solution or offer a 2-day hands on summit. Messaging, content focus, future proof for agency with AI, engagement channels. Competitive example. So essentially, you have a lot of the parameters you actually need to market to. So you could just go from there. Now, it wants us to review the micro niche, confirm that aligns with the vision, and once confirmed, I'll create a visual representation of this niche. It's Dolly, so it's kind of hit or miss, but you could say proceed with picture. And there you go. Now it's going to generate an image. Now, we use Midjourney, and you'll hear me talk about Midjourney versus Dolly all the time. But it's fun, and this is just for your internal team. I usually wouldn't share these because Midjourney just does such a better job. Now, if you want Midjourney to do what this is, then you could just ask it for a Midjourney prompt and it'll actually just generate the prompt for you. But that's it. So now you have your micro niche. You know where they are, what you're trying to solve, the offer, the messaging, engagement channels, competitive examples, and now you can move forward. Now you could go more narrow. I didn't qualify any of these things. I should have read all the information, but you get the idea. It's basically just takes that information you already have, your brand information, your product information, combines it and just gives you a micro niche to focus on, and you can adjust it however you want. So it's super useful. And now this is actually part of a greater plan. We call it the Riches in the Niches Challenge. It's an ongoing challenge, mainly focused on personal branding. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. All right, there you have it, the Micro Niche Creator GPT. Again, a lot less involved than our Customer Avatar GPT or some of our other, targeting GPTs, but still super helpful, especially if you just need to crank up a campaign really quick. Got to get it out there, want to focus on somebody, don't know who, and your niche, your target market is too broad, this will help narrow it down. So give it a shot. Let me know how it goes.